5 era characteristics of the development of medical history in human society, at home and abroad throughout history. The medical cause of human life occurs and develops along the extensions of human life. Its progress and development are the products established on the Earth's era and environment, the productivity level, and the human civilization in all periods of human society. It embodies the health conditions, historical features of nature, and the typical features of the era in all historical periods. In the history of mankind, the development of medicine, from the day of its emergence, has been developing with 2 kinds of life therapies at the same time. One is yang therapy. The other is yin therapy. Yang therapy appears in the tangible body. Yin theory appears in the intangible body. Yang therapy cures the body. Yin therapy heals the spirit. Yang addresses the symptoms. Yin addresses the root cause. Treating both the symptoms and the root cause, we can be healthy in mind and body. 1. The diet therapy era of human medicine. In the primitive period of human history, man mainly lived on animal meat through hunting. The human bodily functions and digestive system completely depended on fat, protein, and other nutritious ingredients. When people were attacked by disease, they could only find a solution in different kinds of meat to relieve pain and cure disease. In the long-term practice of life exploration, humans found that cooked meat could arouse the appetite of the patient and was easier for the body to digest and absorb, thus better increasing the body's heat supply. At this time, yang therapy for disease was mainly conducted through food therapy, by turning raw meat into cooked meat, through roasting, stewing, or frying. From then on, the human diet changed from eating raw meat to eating cooked food. It first started with the patient's diet, and then the lifestyle of all humankind gradually evolved into eating cooked food instead of raw food. The simple medical treatment in this period is referred to as the era of dietotherapy in human medicine. The yin therapy for patients was mainly conducted through the worship of heaven and the gods, with pious devotion, praying for a quick recovery. In the process of worshiping heaven, the magnetic energy of the self was unknowingly enhanced. When the positive energy of the ego and the negative energy of the cosmic dark matter of the gravity of yin combined, a new antibiotic negative energy was generated. After the negative energy and positive energy in the diet gathered together in the focal zone of the patient's body, this new antibiotic energy was immediately produced to fight disease. Unlike the powerful antibiotic energy, the disease was soon relieved and the body naturally healed. 2. The era of phytotherapy in human medicine. When the historical development of human society gradually developed into civilization, from slash and burn cultivation, eating raw meat and drinking blood, due to the continuous improvement of human productive capacity and population increase, large human tribes living in groups increased day by day. The sorts and quantities of various diseases also continuously increased, particularly after the collective settlement of human life with the diet habit transferring from meat to cereals. The human body grew dependent on natural plants. The yang therapy for human diseases gradually turned from the less effective diet therapy to phytotherapy with its increasingly obvious therapeutic effect. All things in nature mutually reinforce and neutralize each other, and mutually reinforce and destroy each other. The Chinese civilization of 5,000 years of history is the typical representative of the human preservation and inheritance of phytotherapy, lasting for all ages and remaining popular today. The yin therapy for human diseases in this period continued the early primitive period of divine power, such as resorting to the gods, seeking the Tao, practicing alchemy, worshiping the Buddha, praying to God, and so on. All of these spiritual efforts were designed to strengthen their magnetic forces, to converge with the dark cosmic matter gravity of yin, to form new energy, to fight the disease and regain health. 3. The era of lithotherapy in human medicine. With the development of human civilization, the growth of the population, and the vigorous promotion of human food sources in agricultural civilization, animal husbandry, and fishery civilization, the diversification of human food developed in multiple forms, diversity, and breadth. The human daily consumption of food becomes too numerous to choose. In the food industry, all sorts of foods were in an endless stream of refined additives, preservatives, hyperchromic agents, flavoring agents, and minerals through the food chemical industry. In the daily diet of humans, these chemical agents in food were taken into every human body. If we were to cure diseases through diet therapy and phytotherapy today, the efficacy of the drugs would not be sufficient, and the effect would be too little. The spread of the disease would not be inhibited in time. Most likely, minor illness would develop into serious illness. In order to better enhance the pharmacological properties, people had to refine chemical agents from mineral extraction to enhance their potency and combat poison with poison to inhibit the development of diseases. This is how modern Western chemical drugs came into being. This was because the curative effects of Chinese herbal medicine were becoming less and less obvious. Times change, and so does the human diet. The human body became more and more resistant to the properties of drugs. The efficacy of herbal medicines became more modest. In yang therapy, people had to use high-purity chemical drugs to cure diseases. In this period, the yin therapy for human diseases turned from its original worshipping of the Buddha and the gods to yoga, qigong, tai chi, and other methods. Human beings have mastered the knowledge of smoothing obstructions through mental consciousness and accelerating the blood circulation by airflow. In fact, in the movement of the body, the stream of consciousness guides the yin qi to the acupoints where it meets with the dark matter of the gravity of the yin qi of nature to generate the new life yang qi, which in turn restrains the pathogens and finally reaches the life balance of human health, which makes the body recover. 4. The era of mechanotherapy of human medicine. With the extensive development of modern civilization around the world and the rapid advancement of human science and technological civilization, the cause of human medical treatment has also undergone earth-shaking changes. The treatment of disease turned from simple drug therapy to synergistic therapy of drugs and surgical instruments. Thousands of human diseases have been treated through mechanotherapy. People's mastery of mechanotherapy reached a new level. From the cesarean section to tumor removal, and from brain surgery to CTPA, the surgical technique has increasingly improved, and the treatment effect became better and better, saving the lives of numerous patients and prolonging people's lives. The study of internal structure, physiological functions, and life law through the dissection of the human body has enabled medical professionals to become more familiar with human pathology on a deeper level. They have mastered a large amount of pathological data and accumulated rich experience in pathogenic conditions, causes, and treatment, laying a good foundation for the future understanding of the gene composition and life law of the human body. Yang therapy is widely applied in human life medicine, either through drugs or methods, but the incidence is increasingly high. To date, we have not fully grasped the dominant role of the yin spirit in human illness. We We are completely immersed in the yang medical science of healing. Lacking the magic panacea of spiritual healing has led to the disease progression and even death of many people. The yin spiritual healing therapy and the yang therapy are equally important for humankind. The new truth theory is the magic pill for yin therapy. It is the soul of the spirit and the song of the heart with powerful cosmic energy. As long as you learn and master its truth and principles, you will be enlightened. When you know the truth of the universe, the truth of life, the meaning of life, and the role of the spirit, you will always be full of happiness, joy, love, and completeness. How can you be sad and worried? How can you be afflicted by disease and pain? 5. The era of gene therapy. Today, with the support of human science, people can travel to space, dive in the sea for days and months, and even transplant organs. Our familiarity with the growth, arrangement, and movement law of human genes will help people in the near future to live forever, recreate lives, and send intelligent humans from the Earth into space for exploration. Through yang therapy and genes modification, human life can be prolonged. Humankind can stay young forever and be free from diseases. Human beings will no longer struggle in pain against disease and will lead their lives in peace and happiness. This is just a matter of time, and the day may come sooner than we think. Whether human beings can live such a happy life in human society depends on the civilization, accomplishments, and moral standards of the whole of human society. There is no hope for this if it is based on the degree of human civilization today. Even if human technology has empowered this ability, the social civilization and environment of the human world may not contribute to the realization of this desire. By then, nuclear war will have already shattered the world. Everything in the world will have been turned into ashes. How could there be any life? The development of human medicine and the genetic modifications of yang therapy has to be based on the transformation of the gene of the yin spirit as the prerequisite, and has to be guaranteed by the moral rule of the environmental conditions of human spiritual civilization. This is the only way to complete the treatment of human diseases and gene modification engineering. Only when humankind possesses lofty morality and noble civilization can science and technology have rapid development. Can human society function well? Can the members of all of society survive in a social environment full of compassion, mercy, love, virtue, and beauty? Can human beings truly live a happy life, free from worry about material supply, and full of the happy and auspicious spirit? And can life have good meaning and sacred value?